At 6:41, KSNT News continues right now, and our morning conversation today is with Shawnee County District Attorney Mike Kagay. Good morning, sir, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, David. Thank you for having me.
Well, we've touched on this at times, lengthy delays, postponements, but what can you tell us about the status of trials?
Well, David, it looks like we're actually seeing some traction now, and the jury trials are slated to resume in the month of April. We've been targeting that date for a while, and it looks like we have at least a couple jury trials that we're going to move forward on here in a couple months.
And everything will take place where it always has been? You don't have to go to a different venue that would serve appropriately with better social distancing?
As of now, that is the plan, to resume jury trials in the courthouse and to minimize the number of people that are located in any particular space and make sure everyone is socially distanced and masked up. The courtrooms will look a little bit different. There's a lot of plexiglass shields all over the place. Precautions have been taken. There's somebody who is a screener at the entrance to the actual building of the courthouse who works there every day and is taking temperatures and asking people appropriate questions and screening them as they come in.
So COVID cases are down, vaccinations are up. Do you have any idea on how the current vaccination plan, though, is expecting some impact on your scheduling going forward?
Well, I think to the extent that the courts and their employees are being vaccinated, it could have an impact there. I know they're going through that process right now. I know that my office is on the list somewhere in phase 2, and at some point I'm sure I'll get a phone call letting me know when that's going to happen. I think some of the defense bar, some of the public defenders have also been vaccinated, and certainly law enforcement was included in phase 2. So it is important for everyone to feel safe during this process. The difficulty with the jury trial, obviously, is that we rely on the community, we rely on the citizens coming in, and they have to feel safe as well. So we're taking every precaution that we can.
Now, we've been talking much more about mental health during the pandemic. How does that really impact the criminal justice system, and does a lot more need to be done?
Well, David, the impact of mental health in the criminal justice system cannot be understated. When the state hospitals started closing around the country decades ago, the criminal justice system was left to pay the piper, essentially. You had a lot of folks who were no longer without support and services that needed those, and not all of them, but a large number of them ended up, coming into conflict with local law enforcement because they're not able to properly, regulate those behaviors without medication and oversight. And so we've been dealing with the situation my entire time as a prosecutor. I think what we've seen here over the past 12 months, really 11 months, is during the pandemic, those issues have been escalating. And folks who struggle with mental health are dealing with added layers of stress related to the pandemic and everything that's gone on around it. And so what we're doing right now is I'm meeting with stakeholders, including the director of the jail. I'm working with the director of Vallejo. And we formed a team to discuss these issues and examine ways that we can improve how we process folks who are struggling with mental illness as they come into contact with the criminal justice system.
All right, very important discussions. Those will certainly continue, and we'll see what comes out of that. Thank you for your time, sir. That's Mike Kagay, and also the conversation continues about mental health in the criminal justice system when he joins Aaron LaRoe on Fox 43 AM Live at 7.